Awesome, welcome back to the final SQL Injection Lab. We have done all the other labs. If you've watched through my previous videos, you would have seen how we've done that. If you haven't seen them, I suggest you go watch them back so you can see the process that we take. But this one is blind SQL injection with out-of-band data exfiltration. So let's load up the lab. This lab says, this lab contains a blind SQL injection vulnerability. The application uses a tracking cookie for analytics and performs a SQL query containing the value of a submitted cookie. The SQL query is executed asynchronously and has no effect on the application's response. However, you can trigger out-of-band interactions using an external domain. The database contains a different table called users with columns called username and password, and you need to use the blind SQL injection vulnerability to find the username of, to find the password of the user administrator. To solve the lab, log in as the administrator user. Great, let's give it a go. So let's load up the lab. And let's add this URL to our Burp Suite. We disabled that one. That was the previous one that we had, the previous challenge. Just showing the in-scope items, and let's just intercept the in-scope items as well. Move that to the side, move that to the side. And let's view details. Oh, let's refresh that page and send that to repeat with Control R. Right, so we have the same thing that we did in the previous episode where we have to perform an out-of-band attack. Right, so in this challenge, we have to do the same as we did in the previous episode, but we have to extract the data as well. So we have a blind SQL injection that we can hit a DNS server using the Burp collaborator servers as the sort of external server. And we need to exfiltrate the password for the administrator user. Now, in order to do that, what we have to do is go to our cheat sheet again. I'm just going to select the same query here, and we can add this to our notes again. Oh, I've copied too much, but let's just remove some of that. So similarly to the previous episode, the previous challenge that we had, we need to concatenate our queries, our strings, and we need to put it into a subquery. Now, the way that I would do this, and I don't know whether this is the correct way because I haven't solved the lab yet, but I would do another subselect within here for, let's just change this to be our collaborator server. And in here, I would do another subquery. So with Burp Collaborator, anything before this, any sort of subdomains for this this subdomain here is still controlled by us. We can still hit that and it'll be fine. It will still look it up. So we can do a subquery here, something like select username password from users. And what we want to do is do a concat. We'll just do, oh God, clicking too many buttons. If we do a concat from there and we do where username is equal to administrator. Now that, I believe, should give us the correct result, but let's just chuck this in here and we'll have a look. And we have to URL encode this to make sure it's all cookie safe. Okay, that didn't look like it worked. I didn't get anything back on the correct collaborator server. But looking at this DNS lookup section here, it looks like we have to actually do another concatenation. So let's try that. And actually concat might not even work in Oracle. So let's try and do select, let's try password from users where username is administrator. But in here, we need to, again, just do we need to do a concatenation again. And like that. So I think maybe that'll work. Let's give that one a go and try that. Again, I do this all without knowing the answer. I just sort of try and work it out live. No scripts or anything. Oh, okay, we got something back for that one. We got a HTTP request and it hit. Oh, it looks like we got the password and the password is here. So the password, let me log into the account here. Administrator with the password. That's not the password. Hold up. Let me just see if I can copy it and paste it in here. I can't. I'll have to type it out. So it's I'll have to type it out. So it's AK5HNQ779 dev12EV EVYNRF. That's the password for the administrator account. Let's paste that into there. And the username is administrator. Did I type it wrong? Is this even the correct lab that I'm on? Looks to be, yep. AC, yeah, okay. So administrator. And the password is AK5HNQ779 dev12EVYNRF. That's definitely what I get back from the collaborator. I think that's actually an L2. Is that an L or is it a 1? That's hard to know. And unfortunately, you can't see it live, but I will add a screenshot to this just so you can see it. But I do have the raw. Let's have a look here. AK5. It looks like an L. So maybe that's where I was going wrong. It's not a 1. Yeah, okay, it was an L, not a 1. Right, and that's how you solve the lab. So it's not too tricky. You just sort of have to toy around with the query a little bit and have a collaborator server open so you can see the results. But ultimately, that's the whole SQL injection series. I hope you all really enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and please subscribe to the channel. It does help me out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by middle of this. I'm hoping to make more series on the Portswigger labs, but also I want to branch out into things like Hack the Box, Vuln Labs, other sort of CTF challenges. So yeah, if you liked any of these videos, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thanks everyone. Have an awesome day.